The woman was stunned, her mind unable to process what she was seeing. The outside world was not as beautiful as she had imagined. All around her, countless skeletons were scattered across the ground. At that moment, Juliet finally understood. While the high-ranking officials of the cabin had deceived everyone, they hadn't lied. Once you left the cabin, no one could survive. The bones scattered across the ground proved it. It seemed that the cost of pursuing freedom was losing your life. Fortunately, Juliet was wearing a protective suit. She climbed up a dirt slope and unexpectedly found another entrance to a cabin. It seemed that all these bones came from that very place. Though she didn't know what had happened, Juliet understood that if she didn't leave the surface, her fate would be the same as theirs. So she walked toward the entrance of the cabin, and after confirming that there was no danger below, she decided to enter. As Juliet stumbled and fell, she quickly got up. Inside the entrance, more bones littered the area. Without thinking too much, her only thought was to get inside the cabin, as it was her only hope for survival. After finally entering the door, Juliet hurriedly lit a handheld lamp. There was no time to assess the situation. She quickly shut the door behind her to block the outside air. However, when Juliet tried to pry open the internal door, she found it wouldn't budge. After a brief moment of thinking, she picked up a longer crowbar and forcefully inserted it into the top of the door. Using the wall for leverage, she strained to open the door. Luckily, after persistent effort, she managed to open the door. Unfortunately, just as Juliet was closing it, she suddenly noticed that her protective suit had torn. If harmful substances entered, she would die on the spot. In a state of panic, Juliet rushed into the cabin, gathered some usable tools, and found disinfectant on a nearby table. She quickly ran down to the lower level of the cabin, but soon she began to feel unwell. Juliet tried to remove her face mask but couldn't get it off. Her breathing became difficult. In a critical moment, she grabbed the crowbar from the ground and struck the mask with all her strength.